Hello guys and welcome to yet another vlog where I'm starting the vlog in the afternoon as I woke up I woke up pretty late due to the fact that I again obviously staying up but let's see, I got up around maybe 2 to 3 in the afternoon, showered, obviously all that good stuff, and I've been ridiculously busy following up with a lot of things going on with primarily Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I think I mentioned this past, it's something I've been really into lately. As far as a cryptocurrency and something I see in the future becoming more of a standard, and that's years down the road, but also as a form of investment. I've been making really good returns on Bitcoins. I was lucky enough to have some really good opportunities back buying at a lower price and so on and so forth. But as those of you who may know, somewhat about Bitcoin, one of the big things that has been going down lately is Mt. Gox. One of the exchanges that is dealing with Bitcoin has pretty much tanked. Like they literally tanked from a price that was around $700 to $800 a coin down to $135. They are now going to be filing for bankruptcy due to their inability in the security in their site. They lost about $350 million worth of coins. And the list just goes on with the incompetency of what the company did and how the CEO handled the situation, basically blaming Bitcoin as a software rather than his site's malfunction and all of these issues. So luckily, though, my money is not secured in Mt. Gox. However, I do have an account at Mt. Gox. This is the subscription-based model because they were one of the biggest exchanges back in the day. Though I did I was able to look at, I was looking into it when the coins were a little lower because a lot of us were hoping that, they would get this, no offense, shit sorted and the price would go up so you could buy in at a much cheaper price and make a profit or a good return out of it. However, now that does not look like the case. Now the site is currently shut down. No word about who's people, where the money, what they're going to do with people's money and the coins and all of this. It's a really, really just bad look for Mt. Gox right now, and hopefully they get this stuff sorted soon. I'm actually working on a video right now kind of explaining the full story in detail. So if you're interested in that stuff, please tune in for that. And with that, I'm going to have my late lunch of some UFO noodles, that's what they're called here in Japan, and my cup of coffee, and get on to the video. With that being said, also, how many of you guys out there, just curious, are any of you guys investing in Bitcoin? Have any of you had any experience with it, whether you made, good returns, or maybe, like myself, early on, I made a really bad mistake selling at a really, not a bad price. I made a profit, but essentially, weeks later, turns out the price went up. That's when it peaked around $1,200. But yeah, I'm just curious, are you guys investing in any sort of cryptocurrencies? Did you ever mine it in the early days? Or are you more of a traditional investor if you do invest in any companies or stock at all? Video editing and listening to the new album from Kid Cudi, literally just dropped, Satellite Flight, and on the left here you have Final Cut Pro 10 rendering, currently at 37%, and as I was just talking about earlier, the Mt. Gox story. So yeah, pretty good so far, and I should have ended there before copyright infringement. Winding down a bit and catching up with some podcasts as I aim to get some more work done and clean up the crazy mess that's around me right now on my desk. Current snack addiction, the salty and sweet M&M snack mix. See, I stay eating. Anyways, finally starting to clean up around here. Unpacked a suitcase that was from, or most of it, that was from Tokyo. My previous trip, I got all the clothes out of there. Luckily I was able to wash everything before I left in Tokyo, and then I just had all the clothes in there, but I'm going to wash them again because obviously they've been sitting in the suitcase. Anyways, having some cheese, or melted cheese and chips, Tostitos, and enjoying Gravity. I have yet to see this movie. Everybody was telling me it's a really good movie. The cinematography is obviously awesome because it's like the scenery is in space, so it's like completely like a vacuum, like quiet. Really, really good so far. I'm like halfway through it and cleaning at the same time. So just got done shooting another app review for a client. And that's something a lot of people don't realize. One of my big businesses now, our big income is coming from that. I obviously still do videos for YouTube, but it's opened the door and the opportunities for me to work with other people and do content for them. And basically they pay me for the royalty and license, and basically I was just reviewing, whoops, before my iPad falls here, an app called Dashbox, which is a really cool app for your dashboard essentially. But yeah, basically The way it works, I AirPlay it onto my monitor here. So I use software to I can hit AirPlay here, and the way it works is it will display it up here on my Mac, and then from my Mac I can just record with ScreenFlow. This allows me to get really, really crystal clear quality. Yeah, you don't see the fingers and the swipes and all that, but it also doesn't have any issue with adjusting the brightness on the iPad, my hand being in the way, the smudges on the screen. This gives me clear, high def demo of the application, and as you can see here, as I swipe, it is really real time. So I can easily just open an app here and have it be in real time and demo the software, review the software, and that's what I do a lot nowadays for a lot of my clients. And lastly, that being said, I think I'm not a professional investor. I've only been doing this for a couple months now, but it's been really interesting. It's something I'm trying to get into more and more, not with just cryptocurrencies, but in general, making the money. The principle of your money, making money. Um, but one thing I do want to say with not just Bitcoin, but well, one with Bitcoin, the fact that I think if anything, the Reddit users put it the best. I said this in my video that like the cancer is out, and if there's any good thing out of the whole Mt. Gox situation is that the other exchanges can go about business now. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a real like. There's gonna be all sorts of media going on for the next week following this Mt. Gox situation and them as a company and Bitcoin and the future of it. But I think it's a lot of what we call FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and it's just one exchange. And it again has no reflection on these other guys who are doing amazing jobs keeping your coin secure and all of that. I think that's just going to make them grow. I think we're going to see the prices again stabilize around 7 to 800. That's my prediction. Again, no professional analyst or anything, but I still see a really really bright future for Bitcoin as a whole. And beyond that, as an investor, I think if there's anything I've learned over these last couple months, um, one, you got to trust your gut in certain situations, obviously, and I think the best advice I've heard: invest with your head, not your heart, type thing. Because if you let emotions get in the way with investments, if you freak out, if you're constantly watching it and you see a dip, you see this, and you pull out and you sell, you sell at a loss or you sell at a small profit, and then next thing you know, like you could have made a major profit, you're gonna kick yourself. And that's the thing. You can't always just because of this fear or again uncertainty or doubt. Obviously, sometimes you got to be skeptical, but there's also times where you got to just realize that it's the nature of the market and you got to ride it out. Again, I'm no professional, and obviously these are things you can analyze and see the trends and see the news and see what's going to happen. But I think the worst thing you can do is get very emotional over it and get real. Yeah, if you just bring that into the game, then the decisions you made are going to be very skewed, and you can either, and you have a potential, of course, to lose a lot of money in that case. Anyways, I've been spending most of my days sitting here analyzing this stuff and, of course, getting work done at the same time. And I'm going to call it a night as it's 1 a.m. Fingers crossed I can wake up early tomorrow. With that, guys, I will catch you all in tomorrow's vlog.